Christine said it best, you guys. You are replacing your family. Woo! This season 1, episode 2 was a lot. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Red Lipstick Reality TV. Did you miss me? I'm back. Yes, I've been very busy, but not busy enough to not drop a video for my rewatch. If you guys are rewatching with me, we're on episode 2 now. If you're new here, hey, welcome you guys. We talk about everything Sister Wives here. I'm throwing in a dash of Golden Bachelor, which I will have my review up hopefully tomorrow. That was very interesting finale. Not finale, but last episode. But I will have that up. But hey, hit the subscribe button. Like this video if you love it. Share it with your friends if they also are maybe just watching Sister Wives or rewatching it with us. This is a great video for that. And if you're coming back, Red Lipstick Club, welcome back, you guys. Okay, I'm going to have to do this in segments. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to splice this video together, you guys, because I wanted to like watch it and then give you my feedback of like the different portions that I was watching, because I did not want to miss anything, because to me the second episode of season 1 was so good. It was so telling. It was like they had a view into the future of how this family would be completely destroyed by this one episode. This one episode basically told us how this family was going to be completely destroyed by bringing Robyn into the family. And if I was them, you know, I guess if you were able to look back on it, at that point, it's too late because you already married the woman. But if I wished that Mary and Christine and Janelle would have had this season to look back on before they said okay with Cody marrying Robyn, because I really think they would have changed their mind had they been able to look back. So this episode basically opens up and it is finally introducing us to Robyn. And, you know, she seems bubbly and bright and happy. And it's interesting to me all the time she speaks about how terrible her first marriage was. And they specifically mention that she comes from the faith, right? And she's practicing the principle. Well, her mom did, but her mom and her technical first mom with polygamy lived in 2 different states. That's really not doing it, y'all. If you're in 2 different states, your interactions with each other are nothing like what Cody, Christine, Mary, and Janelle had built. So in my opinion, she had never really lived polygamy. Then she marries her ex-husband. She has not 1, not 2, but 3 children by this man. This man is also somebody that comes from the faith, right? They never pursued having another wife. So once again, she's been through a full marriage where she has not experienced actually being a polygamist. And now she's divorced. She's stuck with these 3 kids. She's struggling financially. Ding, ding, ding. This is a winner, baby. This family is set up. They're about to have this television show. You have hit the jackpot. I think that when Mary suggested to Cody that he should go dance with Robyn, I guarantee you guys, that Mary recognized and noticed Cody staring at Robyn. I bet you guys, I bet you money, this man was looking at her, staring her down, and Mary recognized it. And because Mary's relationship was kind of this, her response to that is, oh, well, maybe if I give him what he wants, my relationship will be better. Little did she know she'd ruin the whole family by that selfish decision. So we basically see him packing up to go visit Robyn. Once again, you guys, it's another selfish decision. This woman lives far away, okay? She lives I think she lived at least 3 hours away from the family. Actually, no, I think it was like 5 hours away from the family, which meant he had to stay for the weekend when he went to go visit her. So he's packing his bag. I'm going to tell you right now, the cutest thing ever, and it also made me so sad, is watching Gabe and Savannah pack their dad up to go see Robyn. And when you look at Gabe and you look at Savannah now and how they have like no relationship with their father, and just how much you can tell they loved him, were close with him when they were younger, and they were so excited to just be in his presence and just to help him. If that doesn't make you sad to see where their relationships are now, I don't know what will. It was super sad to see that. And it really shows when this man was in that home, even if he was still kind of absent, which we know he was, but he was still significantly more present in these children's lives when they had the one home and he was going from house to house to house. And it was pretty evident seeing seeing Savannah and seeing Gabe help him pack up to go see Robyn. So he ends up going, you guys, to see Mary first, saying goodbye to Mary first. Y'all, Mary is already crying. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you do this to yourself? You've already done this to yourself twice. I'm pretty much assuming at this point that she has already had her struggles and her stresses with Janelle and Christine up to this point, bringing in a new wife. Why on earth would it be a decision for you to bring in another person, another stressor, when you know your own relationship is already a mess and you have a lot of work to do? Then he goes to Christine and he asked her if she's okay. Cody, do you really think she's okay? You're going to court another woman. Christine is pregnant. You don't feel like yourself. You probably feel like a big beached whale or something because you got this big old baby in you. You're older than this woman. This woman looks young and skinny and happy and bubbly. And you're asking me, am I okay? And I'm about to pop? No, I'm not okay. But of course, Christine's trying to play nice. She's trying to be the sweet person that she's always been. And she says, yeah, I'm okay. And you know she's not okay, you guys. So now we're getting to the point where they're doing their like confessionals and they're talking about it. And Christine is calling out all the elephants in the room. Number one, she lives really far away. And she said that she's told Cody multiple times, you can't go, you can't leave me. You need to be at home with your family. It's pretty evident even when she said that, he still left his family, right? She's welling up, you guys. She's getting emotional during this point. And I'm just thinking, Cody, read the room, bro. Read the room. Like, these women don't want to disappoint you, and they can tell that you're connecting with this woman. But at the same time, you have obligations at home right now that you need to take care of. And you're so lovesick, whatever. You have tunnel vision for Robyn and her kids and her family. And you're not taking care of your own home obligations. So like this first segment and a half, you guys, I just had to want to put my notes out really quick. That's how I'm looking at this. I said, baby, why is this happening? And I guess I didn't really notice it when I watched it at first. I just thought, okay, yeah, they're a little jealous. They're used to this. But when you look back on it now, after everything we've seen, we're like, the writing was on the wall. Do not, I repeat, do not do this, Cody. But of course, he did what Cody wanted to do. All right, y'all. Next segment. All right, you guys. So I'm breaking this up in segments. This is my next segment. So I wanted to be fresh in my mind, like watching it, because I don't want to miss anything. Because if you guys are watching this episode along with me, you just know how many things are happening in this one episode that I don't want to miss. This is something that's top of mind for me that I want you to pay attention to when you're watching this episode back. So number one, Robyn has on earrings. You notice that none of the other wives have on earrings. As we've seen in episode 18, it was a big deal for him, for women to not wear earrings, and that he was basically not attracted to them if they wore earrings. And notice in this episode, she's got big gold hoops on in this episode. Already there, you're just seeing that the rules for Robyn are different, and even how Cody approaches it. I feel like if Cody would have told her, I don't like this, she would have taken it off. So I don't even think he ever even had the guts to tell Robyn that he didn't like earrings. But he made it a point to tell Robyn and to tell Mary, Christine, and Janelle that he didn't like earrings. And you guys know that both Janelle and both Christine both had their ears pierced prior to marrying him. Also, you guys, Robyn is wearing this necklace and she has a little charm on it, and I'm almost positive that the little charm has a K on it. She's not married to Cody yet, and she's wearing a charm necklace that has a K on it. So even before marriage has happened, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I feel like they were way more involved than what they let on. Like, this was beyond courting. And I think it's because they were basically doing this as two adults out in the world just dating. Mary's situation really was not like that, nor was Janelle's, nor was Christine's. And so this man was basically dating and falling in love with a girlfriend. And Cody makes note in this part of the episode that, oh, the wives are okay with me going out with another wife. They're not okay with me going out with a girlfriend. And that's the point we've been trying to make, is that you were basically cheating on your wives. You were emotionally cheating on your wives with Robyn. And that's where the problem happened, because it wasn't like you were just trying to do it for religious purposes. I mean, Cody, he was flat out falling in love with this woman. He was having a mistress. And it's so evident when you're watching this back. And I'm like, this is why these women are so distraught. You're having a full-blown relationship with this woman outside of your marriages. And it's clear that it's more than what you would be doing in an average, normal courting situation. And it just feels completely off. I have been watching this documentary that's about 3 or so hours long on YouTube. I'm going to find it and put a link in the comments below for you guys if you want to watch it. But when I watch these relationships happen and how they're bringing in an additional wife when they've been in established marriages for a really long time, it does not happen like this in these fundamentalist groups. And the documentary I watched, it was a fundamentalist Mormon group. And when the husband was courting another wife, he had 2 wives already. And when he decided to court a 3rd wife, everything she did almost all the time was in a group setting, and they had small outings together, but it wasn't for extended periods of time. It was very small periods of time that she was not interacting with him and interacting with the family all at the same time. In fact, there was way more time of her spending with the other wives on solo situations so that she could build those relationships, make sure those relationships were solid, because those are the ones that were going to go through the most strife, like the most issues. And so I'm going to put that in below. If you guys want to watch this, let me know if you want me to do like a reaction to this documentary about polygamy. But it's about a fundamentalist group that like built their homes like in the mountains and stuff. And like, I guess they like bulldoze, or I don't know, blew up holes into the canyons and built their homes. And it's a whole small fundamentalist community. It is very interesting. If you haven't watched it, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. I'll put it in the comments below. But watching how they dealt with courting is not how Cody dealt with it. And I see exactly why this is a problem, you guys, watching this. Then we get a clip of the family. Well, we get a clip of Mary, Christine, and Janelle rearranging Christine's room because, they don't have enough room for some more children. But yet they're bringing in another wife when they already don't have enough room for more kids. That to me right there, it just shows like how selfish this whole situation is. You don't have enough room for the kids you have. You don't have room for the kid that hasn't even been born yet, but you're trying to bring in a woman with 3 kids. Like, that just tells me your initial family, the family that existed, was not a priority. It wasn't. And for Mary, he says that Mary had this calling, religious calling, to bring her in. If all the women didn't have the calling, then as far as I'm concerned, the calling didn't happen. I think, and then also in this segment, Mary brings up, well, I want somebody to be here for my daughter and blah, blah, blah. It was daughter then. Leon now, when you think back, I'm trying to think back when Leon was part of this family. And I'm wondering if there was a level of isolation that Leon was feeling not being part of one of the larger families. If there was some isolation that occurred, bullying that occurred because they were by themselves and didn't have siblings from their mom. And was there some issues with Mary thinking maybe Christine or Janelle would not treat Leon as well as the other kids if so happened she were to pass away? And she's thinking, I need to get somebody that is specifically on Leon's side to be there for them in case something happens to me. It kind of gave that feeling, you guys. And I don't know, tell me if I'm reading too much into that. But when Mary talked about that, I was like, does Mary think that Janelle and Christine would not take care of Leon properly? It was weird to me. Tell me what you think about that portion where Mary brings that up. But I just thought that was interesting. And we also see Robyn's parenting style. Seemed very hands-off during that time. Her kids were like running circles around her. Brianna was a hot mess. You could tell that Dayton was struggling, and she was struggling dealing with Dayton. And then this is where Robyn says, which is hilarious, oh, if I'm in this polygamous relationship, it's just more mothers to love on my children and to take care of my children and to pitch in. So you got a nanny, right? You wouldn't let your kids be raised by Christine. But you're saying in this segment that one of the main goals for you being in this relationship is to have more mothers for your children, when you never let the other moms mother your children. So that tells me right now this is all for the show and for the camera. You never had a desire for this to occur, and you knew exactly what you were doing. So here we go. Next segment, y'all. All right, you guys, continuing on with the episode. So I get angry watching this, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you have been watching since the beginning and you've been watching through season 18 and you go back and watch these episodes, when I tell you how mad you will be watching these episodes, and especially this episode 2, where we're basically seeing why we're in the situation we're in now. And in this segment, Christine basically brings up how she had never even met Robyn, didn't know who she was for 3 to 4 weeks after Mary and Cody knew her, and he'd been talking her up and making her seem so amazing and perfect and phenomenal. Could you imagine being married to a man for that long? And he's talking about bringing a whole woman with 3 kids into the family, and you had not met her yet? And they're talking about how we know she should be in the family, and we've had this testimony, and God's told me, and all this stuff. I would be just as mad as Christine was. All the flags would be going off for me, just like they were going off for Christine. And I think she just ignored it because she didn't want to have to deal with the stress of it. And she says, basically, like, she felt like she had lost her best friend. And I'm thinking to myself, Cody, if you hear your wife say that, why would your response to that be, I'm going to continue this courtship regardless? Like, that, why? You have functioning marriages. Why would you do that? And that just tells me this man really did fall in love with Robyn, you guys. And he even mentions at the way beginning of this episode how they had tried courting people before and it didn't work. I'm like, because he wasn't in love with those women. So the drive wasn't there. But this man basically fell head over heels in love with this woman. And so he was willing to sink his other relationships, come hell or high water, as long as he ended up with Robyn in the end. And so now we're getting to the point where they're interviewing Robyn, and she's talking about how she doesn't want to hurt anybody. And I'm just like, Robyn, you don't really care. Like, you're saying this for the camera. She also talks about how he wouldn't be the man he is without these women, and thanking them for making him the man that he is. Well, congratulations, Robyn. And now he's all yours. Like, these women built him up to who he is. And I'm going to tell you right now, why you don't recognize the man you're with now is because he's no longer with the women that made him the man he was. That's why. Those women made him the man he was. And without them, he's turning into the man he would have been without them. And that's the man that now Robyn is seeing. That she doesn't recognize, that she's wondering, why am I with this dude? That she's frustrated about. You're getting the man that no longer has these women that are making him better. That's what you're getting right now. And this episode completely proves that. So he's dragging Maddie along and dragging Aspen along on this 5-hour drive to go be babysitters for her so he can go out on a date. He's all goo-goo and giddy-eyed and like so excited about it. You guys can't tell me this man was not sleeping at this house and sleeping in a room. I don't care what anybody says. I know that man was doing that. Sorry, allegedly, but we know what he was doing. And this is where Robyn first calls Cody her soulmate. And also, this is the big bombshell, is where Cody says, as they're going through their courtship, he's in Christine's room crying his eyes out. He's so heartbroken. He doesn't know what to do with all these emotions. And Christine apparently tells him, well, you're lovesick and the only cure is a marriage. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, has this man ever cried or been sad or depressed over Janelle or over Christine? Because he wasn't married to them? Because he went through a courting process with them and he just had to marry them? the amount of grace that Christine had to say that, if that man would have been in my room crying over this woman, I would have been like, no. Either you end this or I'm leaving you. And you're going to pay me child support for all these kids as well. Because that would have told me right then and there, this man's never cried a tear for me. Why is he crying over this woman? Y'all, this episode is so crazy. It's crazy. If you haven't watched it, go back. Watch episode 2, season 1. I'll leave a few things. I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you. I want you to rewatch it. Tell me what you think. If you guys think about this, if you were the OG 3 wives and you were able to see this episode prior to giving the okay for Cody to marry Robyn. So let's say you got to see this episode before you said okay to Cody marrying Robyn. Would you have told him, yes, go ahead and marry Robyn? Or would you have said, no, I don't think you should marry her? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it would have been me and I would have seen this episode play back, I would have said, absolutely not. You do not need to marry this woman. And I don't care if you're mad about it. No, I'm not okay with it. It was crazy. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for joining me for the rewatch. I'll see you next time. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Bye.